James Lynch here for MiddleEasy, joined by Karl Roberson, who's going to be taking on Brendan Allen at UFC 261 on April 24th. Karl, how's it going, man?
Man, I'm good. How you doing?
I am doing well. It's good to see you get this fight. I love the matchup. We'll get into it in a second here. But first, I know you're supposed to fight, it was a few months back, but obviously you got COVID. How was that? Any bad symptoms with that, or what's sort of the deal with the COVID and everything?
It's actually crazy. I didn't have any symptoms at all. I didn't even know I had COVID. I found out from the UFC staff, like, yeah, you got COVID. I'm like, what? And I'm thinking, like, I'm supposed to have some type of symptoms and everything. I felt perfect. That was actually one of my best cuts, and then I got COVID, so it messed everything up.
Damn it. Okay, well, that's too bad. So was this trying to kind of when you thought you'd get back, or were you trying to get a fight in there a little bit sooner?
I was trying to get a fight in a little bit sooner, but the UFC was working with me, and shout out to them. And they said they wanted to make sure I was healthy to help me get all my scans and everything. And then I got linked with Rutgers, and then they got me with my scans. So once they found out I was clear and I was healthy, good to go, they booked me.
When did you find out about this fight? How long ago? How much notice did you get?
10 weeks, a good camp, like a full camp, 10 to 9 weeks out.
Nice, that's good. And you must have known about Brendan anyways. You know, he was a guy on the come up like yourself. Were you pretty familiar with him?
Yeah, I know him. He's from he was out of Duke Rufus's gym at first, and we had some mutual friends and everything. So I've heard him around the circle, but we never actually trained or really met. But I've heard of him. He's cool. From what I hear, he's a cool dude. Who
are some mutual friends that you guys have?
My boy Greg and my boy Corey.
Anderson. Corey Anderson. Okay, gotcha. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Because, he's at Sanford now, which is where he's training. So that's good. Style-wise, how do you look at this fight? Obviously, Brendan's got a good ground game, but he's willing to stand and trade as well, too. How do you feel like you match up against him here?
Style-wise, the only option he has is to try to shoot on me.
Mm-hmm.
Because at the conclusion, who has stood and really banged with me and actually won?
It's true. You got a good point.
Exactly. Everybody just dives. They spray and pray. They act like they want to bang, and then they start getting punched, and then they start to dive. So I already know what his game plan is. He is definitely game. I respect it. I've watched his fights. He's down to get punched on, but I keep telling people I hit different, and it shows in my fights. Every time I start clapping on people's faces, they start diving for legs. So that's what I'm expecting.
I know you guys are different opponents, but do you feel like Sean Strickland kind of put out the blueprint there, how to beat Brennan, sort of get in his face and really sort of take him out of his element, so to speak?
You could say that, but I'm expecting Brendan to evolve from that. He changed camps. He's not the same person. He's going to evolve from a mistake, so I can't really go off of that.
Mm-hmm.
So that blueprint is old, because if he doesn't evolve from that, he gives me that option. It's going to be a quick fight.
Very, very well said. No, I agree with that. Training camp, who are you getting to work with? Same guys, I imagine? Same training camp, nothing new?
Same guys, a whole bunch of younger guys, my boy Luke, a whole bunch of guys from CFFC. It's been a good group. A lot of young dogs out there. It's been helping me a lot. Shout out to them, the same crew, the Bash Bros. We got Corey Anderson, we got Rex Harris, we got the other crew over there. So shout out to them too.
How's Corey looking? Obviously, he's going to be fighting soon for Bellator. How's everything going with him?
That boy dangerous. That's all I can say. That boy dangerous. Boy, hopefully I get a cut when he wins.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's got to be part of it as well. How's your weight cut going? Like you said, you got plenty of notice for this, so I imagine it's going pretty well.
Yeah, my weight cut's been pretty good. I never got big out of camp since I never was really hurt, never really had the anxiety to go eat wildly. So I stayed in shape, stay healthy, stay with Rutgers, stay with the meal plan. So this cut is good. I'm feeling good and I'm strong.
Yeah, how much has Rutgers sort of helped you out, not only with your health, but like lots of stuff, right? Like it's just a good resource to have for you in your training camp, I would assume.
Yeah, Rutgers helps with everything. Rutgers gives you the peace of mind, like where's your muscle at, where's your fat at, how much calories you're burning, what can you do, what can you do less. Like it's the extra stuff that makes professional fighting a little bit easier, like the weight cut, and that pressure's not really on your back anymore.
And the great thing about it is, like, it's where you live. Like, it's not like you have to go fly to Vegas and go to the PI like a lot of these other fighters do.
Exactly.
You actually have pretty much all the benefits of the PI, but here at Rutgers, right?
Exactly. Everything the PI got, Rutgers has, and it's 45 minutes, 30 minutes away from me. I'm going to take that every time.
Who's going to be in your corner for this fight?
I'm going back to my first corner. My coach, Brian Wright, Corey Anderson, and my boy, Josh Jenkins.
How's this fight playing out on April 24th?
Man, I'm going for the knockout. It's time to make a statement. I've been working hard. I'm not the happy kid who's happy to be in the UFC now. I'm here. I got my chip on my shoulder. I'm ready to make some statements, make some noise, start hurting some people. We
got a really big fight tomorrow night at the time of recording this. A guy you fought, Marvin Vettori, is taking on Kevin Holland. You fought Vettori. A lot of people are picking him here. He's a big favorite. My question to you is, just seeing how Marvin's acted, even outside the cage with your whole altercation in the hotel, do you think it's possible Kevin Holland can get under his skin here with the trash talk?
I think so, yeah, but I don't know how Kevin Holland is mentally right now after what he just went through in the cage with other dude. But I know Vettori, Vettori do got some bitch in his system, if I would say. So if Kevin fights like he did for that 30 seconds of the whole fight where he did with
Derek Brunson.
Derek, putting him on his back and really throwing him things, he's going to have Vettori on in some trouble.
Interesting. So yeah, I'm assuming you're feeling like Vettori's going to get it done. Assuming if he plays his game, he can probably beat Kevin Holland.
Yeah, if he stays in his world, he's definitely going to get the win. But if Kevin gets gritty and like stays out of his head, he's gonna give him some work.
Where does a win over Brendan put you in the grand scheme of things?
Puts you back into contention to start getting back to these top 15, top 5 guys, top 10 guys. Like I want guys who really gonna bang. A lot of these guys are spraying and praying. They aren't really here to fight. They're here just to get checks and then keep it moving. I'm here to fight. I want to fight some fighters. I want people who really want to stand there and show me that they really want to fight, not talk the talk and then die. So I'm going to start looking for the Heinishes, all them type guys.
Okay. Why Heinisch? Just because of the ranking, or is there another reason you'd like?
Just because of rankings. Nah, just because of rankings. He's a dog, and I like to fight the best of the best. He's a dog, and I want to prove it. What he said, he has a wild cardio. He's the best wrestler. He can strike. Show me. That's what I'm trying to say. After this fight, I want to be shown. I'm trying to fight the best of the best. He's the first on my list.
And, not looking past April 24th, but I imagine the plan is to try and keep as active as you can, just because I know for the last year and a bit, health issues, all this type of stuff. We talked about this in the last interview where, it's just getting to the fight and making sure you're 100% good to go. Now that you're there, I imagine you want to get, I'm assuming 3 fights in this year, I would assume.
Oh, yeah, I'm trying to get more than 3. It's time makeup time. I missed out a year, so it's time to really get in. I'm trying to get 4 or 5, try to really get in there.
There's a lot happening in your division. We had, obviously Israel Adesanya moving up. He's coming back down now. What do you think is next for Adesanya here? Do you think it's the winner of, next weekend's fight with, Whitaker and Gastelum? You think if the winner of that will probably get it, or do you think it could possibly be tomorrow night's, winner as well? What are you sort of thinking there?
I would think Whitaker and Gastelum would make more sense.
Mm-hmm.
I'll call it the pandemic hype. Mm-hmm. Everybody start running off the pandemic hype. There's not much going on, so they start getting pushed. But they really didn't earn it. They didn't really beat the top guys. They did win some. I'm not going to take that from them because I got respect for the game. They didn't win some, but they didn't do what Whitaker and the other one did. Yeah. So I think they should get it.
I'm with you there too. It is a little interesting though. I don't know if you heard, but Adesanya's team doesn't seem too keen on fighting Whitaker again. It doesn't seem like it, which I can understand because he's already beat him. But at the same time, Whitaker, if he wins next week, and that'll be now 3 contenders he's beat. Do you you sort of said it there that you feel like Whitaker should get it? But are you surprised to see Adesanya's team do that?
No, that's smart. Whitaker's nasty. Let's say he's not going to make the same mistake he made the second time, and they know that. So they're playing the championship game. I'm the champ. I'm gonna fight who I want, and when I'm ready, maybe I might give it to you. Otherwise, they're gonna move the way they want to move.
So you think it's just strategic, which makes sense, and also I'm sure the money side of it as well too, right?
Yeah. So. At this point, everything they do is strategic. They're smart. They got to move strategic because there's a lot of money and it's a belt on the line, so they got to move that way.
What did you think of Adesanya and Blachowicz? Because some people thought that Izzy was going to go out there and either knock out Blachowicz or beat him. Were you surprised to see Jan defeat him, or were you expecting that?
No, I kind of expected that. Jan's big. He's fought big people. Izzy's fighting smaller people, so he's at a disadvantage there, and he didn't really have time to settle into that weight. Yeah, he walks around at that weight, but there's a difference between walking around and fighting at that weight, and difference between kickboxing and MMA at that weight. Because MMA, they're going to grab you, and you see what happens when they grab you. That weight makes a difference. He walk around 220, Blonde walk around 250, 255. That weight makes a difference, especially when they get muscular and you start getting into it, get wet. Yeah, you're getting slammed on your head, and that's what happened.
I know in your case it was a short notice situation, but do you ever see yourself fighting at 205 in the future? I know you got the weight cut under control now, but is that something you've thought of maybe down the line moving back up?
No, not really. I only did it for the opportunity. There's nothing really up there for me. If it's a money fight at some point, maybe, but otherwise I'm going to just stay at the division, brutalize this one.
Good stuff. I like it. Speaking of that, moving up weight classes, what do you think of this whole Jon Jones thing with, looks like he wants to fight Francis, but he wants to get paid his worth and all that. Do you think the UFC should just pony up and give him that money, or what's sort of your thoughts on that whole negotiation?
Well, Jon Jones earned it. Yeah, he has little blemishes on his mark, but those only make you stronger. They don't really enhance your skill. The skill got him where he is. All that extra shit is the extra shit. He asked for money because he's done what he's done. And I'm asking for money too. It's Francis. You see how he hit people?
Yeah.
He's decapitating people. I'm not going to do that for chump change. If I'm going to go in there with my name, I'm going to ask for the money. So I get where he's coming from. So I understand it. Give him the money and get the fight going, because it's definitely going to make money. That's 2 titans. So it's a good fight.
And do you think he has a case as well? Because I guess sort of one of the arguments, I mean, I've seen both sides of it. There's the one side that says, look, you've got, McGregor and Rousey and all these other fighters hitting over a million pay-per-view buys. But then you look at boxing, Jones is getting similar numbers to say like, Wilder and Fury. Do you think he has a case there with the viewership? Because he's like, look, I'm drawing just as big as these boxing guys.
Yeah, if the numbers show it, then he got it. He's not lying about that. Like, he is one of the most popular names in UFC. You say UFC, McGregor and Jon Jones are the top two names that come up for right now. So he has this thing. He kind of built his legacy. So he's earned it. So if he's asked for it, he's asked for it. If not, they're going to give it to him or not. That's up to them.
What video games you playing right now? I know last time that's something we talked about. You're getting into the gaming and all that, right?
So which games do you think I'm playing?
Well, a lot of people are playing Call of Duty or they're playing Dark Souls. Yeah. What's on your docket these days? I got to know.
I'm usually sticking to Call of Duty and games like that. Like Call of Duty right now, I'm going to start my Twitch soon. So trying to get sharp in that because there's some monsters on that. Call of Duty and there's some older games. Kind of Super Smash, definitely. Gotta be busting my coach's kid. I'm going to bust my coach's kid in that. But
you don't play with any. Corey doesn't game, does he? At all?
Nah, we try gaming with Corey, and he's gonna stick to shooting bowls. It's not for him.
Because it's not fun if you're playing with someone who like just can't even be competitive, right? Like it's just
at all. It's like if I have to keep picking you up or asking where you are because you don't know how to do buttons, I'm not gonna play with you.
Any Netflix you watching right now? Any TV or anything?
Nah, more anime.
Okay, that's cool. What anime are you getting into?
I'm keeping it to myself. That's my piece.
I get it. So you're not like Adesanya, he like embraces it and he's kind of made it cool a little bit, right? So, but you're more like, hey, that's my own thing, right?
Yeah, that's my own thing. That's the thing I like to do to get away from fighting. So I'm not going to just bring y'all to it. Like it's more like I like watching anime. If you see it, you see it. If you don't, you don't.
Awesome. I love it. This is going to be a great fight. It's UFC 261 coming up here on April 24th. Carl, always appreciate the time, man. Just remind people where they can find you on social media, and if you got any sponsors or shout-outs, I'll give you the last word.
Hey, shout out to my gym, Killer BCSA. Shout out to Pollen. Shout out to Macrobites. Who else we got? Thrive. Shout out to Social Stamina, 3-Piece Company, Trade Winds Tattoos. We looking around the gym.
You're just just reading everything off the wall.
And, what else did you say? What else you actually for?
Oh, just your social media.
Yeah, K Baby K. Roberson, everything. Shout out to my management company, Paradigm, Karl Reed, and the whole squad. My bad. I'm tired, man.